Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit. In today's video, I wanted to cover a little bit about the P. Diddy situation, but more so focusing on power dynamics. But before I jump into the video, if you're new to my platform, I discuss various topics that range from health and fitness to mental health and even lifestyle topics. So if this sounds even remotely interesting to you, if you could please do me a favor, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also share my content with anyone you know of that may be into the types of topics that I cover on this platform. Now, as many of you are aware of P. Diddy's arrest and all the charges that are being drawn up against him, in this video, we're not covering that, but I wanted to talk about more so how does a person get by in life allegedly abusing people, taking advantage of people for so long? And a lot of it has to do with enablers, people in society allowing things to go on because they perceive a person to be powerful and just of their status. And this doesn't only relate to people like P. Diddy. I'm sure maybe some of you who are even listening to this video have encountered individuals where they're put on a pedestal, they can do no wrong, no matter what it is. And so this happens all the time, unfortunately, in everyday life. You may encounter individuals, whether it's at your place of employment, school, whatever the case may be for you, where you see these individuals, such as maybe not as well known as a P. Diddy, but still they're given so much discretion and authority, and basically nobody questions them, even when it's very much apparent that they're up to no good, they're doing wrong, they're taking advantage of others. It's like nobody questions them, nobody brings it up as an issue to say, hey, wait a minute, this isn't right, how this person is moving. So you can see how a situation can get so out of control where it can get to a level of P. Diddy's situation allegedly, right? And so even when you look back, if we were just to focus on P. Diddy's life, there were situations even when he had his television show, I believe it was on MTV, making the band. And you've seen how he treated a lot of the talent, especially the rap group that he had on there. I think they were predominantly like a rap group. They had, I believe, one female singer in the group. This was several years ago in the early 2000s. But you've seen that these individuals, these talented individuals who he was forming a band with, that they were so desperate. They wanted a career, of course. They wanted to overcome their financial circumstances. And they seen being in entertainment at that time as an avenue to overcome their financial hurdles. And even if you viewed clips of those old videos of how he treated his talent, how he spoke to them. I remember even there was an episode where he made the band walk in New York City to go get him a slice of cheesecake. You know how demeaning that was. It wasn't about that he was trying to instill discipline or support to his band. It was more so to devalue them, to humiliate them, to make them feel as if they were nothing. And like, basically, you're at my beck and call and you do anything that I want, that I desire, if you want to have a career in this industry. And again, so you see that abuse of power being displayed in those videos. I'm sure even if you guys probably went to YouTube or something, you could possibly find the old clips of how he treated those band members. And I don't recall anyone actually checking him or questioning him when that whole situation happened, especially with the whole cheesecake situation. Nobody questioned him, even on his team, to say, hey, you know what, this isn't right, the way you're making them walk, the way you're treating them, the way you're berating them. And so even from a situation like that, you see on camera, if that's not being checked, if nobody's advocating for these young talented individuals, especially at that time, then A person like P. Diddy thinks that he can do no wrong, he can get away with anything. If I could do this right in front of the camera, I can do anything, and nobody's going to say anything to me. And so that happens all the time, even on a micro level. Yes, I'm talking about P. Diddy in this video, but I'm also relating it to everyday life, because there's a lot of other individuals who get away with a lot of things in society because a lot of people allow it to. And even when I say people, I'm talking about people who are even in positions of power who could do something about it but choose not to. They choose to look the other way or pretty much enable the behavior. You probably see this even sometimes, unfortunately, even in places of employment, where you go and you're working for someone and you see that this person is just totally abusing their power, being disrespectful to employees, talking to them in any kind of manner that's inappropriate. And they feel they can do this because, like, nobody is going to say anything to them. Other fellow managers know about their behavior, but it's not going to get checked. And so you can see how things can totally spiral out of control when you have nothing but enablers and people who aren't willing to speak up and say, no, hey, this isn't okay, this isn't acceptable behavior. In previous videos, I've talked about workplace microaggressions, and I may even link the video in the description box below of this video if any of you want to check it out. But that relates to this topic because you can see how microaggressions in the workplace can be allowed and fester. Like, for example, maybe you're personally experiencing some type of microaggressions in the work environment. Maybe because you're a black woman, or you're a female, or because of your age, or also, too, sometimes superiors or bosses, I'll say, they may make it difficult for you because they're intimidated by you and what you bring to the table, how you carry yourself. If you carry yourself with a lot of confidence, not to say that you're arrogant, but you're confident in yourself, some people are upset by that. Some people are troubled by that. And so they make it difficult for you in the work environment. They're hostile towards you. And so going back to the whole situation with P. Diddy, especially when he was on that reality show with with the band members, you've seen how hostile he could be towards the talent, I'll say. And you didn't see anyone in a position of power questioning P. Diddy or saying, hey, wait a minute, you know what, there's a fine line here with how you're treating the talent, and we're not going to go for this. We're not going to continue proceeding on with this show. So when things go unchecked, it becomes even worse and it just escalates. And so going back to the whole situation with P. Diddy and what's currently happening and the charges he may be facing for the alleged crimes, you can see how something like this can take place if nobody around the individual is willing to say anything, especially if they're aware of what's going on. And so, unfortunately, this can happen. And I'm not saying just the alleged crimes, I'm just saying the abuse of power can happen anywhere in society. And it happens a lot. It happens every day, unfortunately. It's just the news isn't covering it. So I hope you found value with this video. And I look forward to reading any possible comments you may have. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I appreciate if you could share this video with anyone you know of. And until next time, take care.